Hello there, and welcome to the latest edition of Castanet's Week in Review. My name's Braden Ursel, and I've got to say that after a couple weeks away, it feels great to be back as host of the show. I'm excited to get right down to business with some of the best stories that happened from around the Okanagan this week, including the return of all McDougall Creek wildfire evacuees in West Kelowna, a review of the anti-Soji protests that took place throughout the Okanagan Valley and across Canada, the opening of Area 27 in Oliver, and finally, the return of hockey as the WHL kicked off its 2023-24 season this weekend. We'll kick things off with the anti-Soji protests that happened across the nation on Wednesday. Soji stands for Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity Education. On one side, critics say children must be protected from it, while supporters say Soji itself is the protection trans and non-binary youth need to feel safe at school. In Kamloops, roughly 100 anti-Soji protesters took to Columbia Street, where they were outnumbered by counter-protesters chanting, "No place for hate." The protest was largely peaceful, and police say no major incidents were reported.
I think we need more people to come out that don't realize, because it seems to be a little less of us and more of them. And I don't know if parents and grandparents are being informed about this. I've never been to a rally. I've never voted. This was something that meant a lot to me, and I came down. And the behavior of some is just atrocious. I want to cry, because I want everybody to love each other.
Many critics of Soji guidelines claim teachers and schools are grooming children and pushing homosexual and trans ideas onto them, while SD 73 superintendent says Soji is not a dedicated curriculum, but a set of resources used to explore curricular themes and competencies. More than a month after evacuation orders were first issued due to the McDougall Creek wildfire, all residents have now returned home. Thursday afternoon, Central Okanagan Emergency Operations announced all remaining evac orders have been lifted. Additionally, all evacuation alerts were then rescinded, except for those on Bear Creek Road, Pedersen Road, Doug Mack Road, and Rose Valley Road. The wildfire is now considered held, but it destroyed close to 200 properties and had roughly 10,000 properties evacuated at its peak. Area 27 launched its ZR2 Off-Road Academy on Friday, inviting media and members to learn new driving skills in a range of all-terrain challenges.
It didn't take us long to come up with a computer model of what an off-road training place could look like. And one of the GM executives said, "That looks like a giant skateboard park for trucks." He goes, "I like it." So we just said, "Okay, we'll build it," and we started, I think, in May, and we're pretty much nearly complete today, and we're ready to launch.
The park environment was engineered to assist drivers as they develop their off-road techniques, combined with mechanical off-road assists, including a multitude of camera angles, inclinometer displays, heads-up driving displays, and terrain-based driving modes. You don't even need to own a truck to give it a shot yourself. The facility offers lessons inside a 2023 Chevy Silverado. The Kelowna Rockets and the rest of the Western Hockey League return to league action this weekend for the start of the 2023-24 season. Castanet caught up with Rockets rookie defenseman Jackson Gillespie and coach Chris Millette at practice on Friday to talk about the expectations and the excitement level around the team heading into the home opener.
We went out on a whim based on basically his recommendation, and Jackson came into camp last year and showed very well. And within our draft, how it worked over the last couple seasons with the Memorial Cup and the depleted picks that we had, we felt that Jackson did enough last season to warrant a contract, I guess, or an agreement. And he came into camp with clear mind of making this team, and he didn't disappoint. I thought he worked extremely hard. 16 years old, some rawness to his game, but eagerness to learn. So I think that age is just a number. He's going to get his 40-plus games this year, and we're excited at him being in this environment, what he's going to be able to do.
A total of 18 games were played across the WHL on Friday and Saturday night, but that just about does it for the September 24th edition of the Week in Review. For Castanet News, I'm Braden Ursel, and I'll see you next week.